Coming up on this edition of Perspectives, we go front and center talking about this issue. October is National Emotional Wellness Month, and my next guest is tackling mental health and emotional wellness with some innovative concepts. He's set to open New York City's first community wellness space. He joins me to talk about this space and then also share some solutions about how communities of color can begin the process of healing. And that's on Perspectives with yours truly, Darren Hyman.
What's on your mind? Express what's on your mind. What's on your mind?
Anything relevant to life, you bring it to the table. Whether you make a move solo or a movement with a stable. No fables, you speak on your decisions. Cause in the long run, it's your voice, your views, your vision. Keeping it real with many messages for you to know. This ain't radio, but DJ runs the show. Entertainment, he rocks it. Politics, he locks it. The host with the most would handle any topic. Don't forget to share your perspective with shines of light. Cause it might make a difference in someone else's life.
Make a difference in someone's life. Express what's in your heart and your mind. Share your perspective.
And hello, everyone, and welcome to Perspectives. I am Darren Hyman. Of course, we thank you for joining us. And as always, you can join us here on Perspectives every week here on BronxNet's Channel 67. If you have Verizon Fios, of course, you can check us out as well. And then you're welcome to join us on our website, bronxnet.org, where you can find out all about BronxNet shows, including this very one here, Perspectives. And then we also invite you to stay connected to us on our social media platforms. BronxNet TV, if you're looking for us on BronxNet. And then also my personal page on Facebook, Darren C. Hyme, I should say professional page. And then also on Instagram and Twitter at DCHyme23. There you can find some inspiration and possibly some information as well. Well, want to let you know on today's show, my guest today is certified in trauma as well as first aid counseling. He has over 20 years of professional experience interacting, working with people in both clinical as well as pastoral settings. He founded an innovative counseling practice that's actually geared towards counseling and coaching individuals to optimize and obtain their emotional and mental fulfillment. His name is Mr. Sony Pierre, founder and CEO of ARA Emotional Wellness and Mental Hygiene. And Sony, we welcome you to Perspectives.
Good morning, Darren. Thanks for having me. Appreciate the opportunity.
Hey, I'm glad to have you. I'm glad to talk about this topic because there are so many people out there that really deal with these social and emotional issues, but yet and still we function daily and we don't really tackle these issues. But if we really be brutally honest, a lot of people are really dealing with this issue that personally pervades their life.
Absolutely. You know, one of the things that we negate is that we all have a number of emotions. Clinically, what we would know is that 5 major emotions that we deal with on a regular basis is, happiness, joy, sadness, disgust, anger. And those things, if we pay attention to them, we'll realize that those things we utilize on a daily basis. Whether it's waking up with happiness and looking forward to tackling the day. And then when you get outside, you got a ticket on your car and you went from happy to angry, So we interact with our emotions daily. And sometimes we're not cognizant of it. But if we are cognizant of it and then we can control it, we would definitely be better people here in our cities, in our neighborhoods, and in our country.
Well, let's talk about it from a real drill down perspective. When it comes to the African-American community, communities of color, we don't do well in dealing with emotional, psychological issues. As a matter of fact, we're afraid of counseling. We're afraid of talking. It's almost stereotypical that if you have to deal with some emotional issues, you'll be labeled as crazy. And this prevents people sometimes from getting the necessary healing that they really need, when the truth is all of us are dealing with it.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. If I'm not saying that we embrace our anger, but then at the end of the day, particularly for African Americans, we're angrier than most cultures and most races for a number of reasons. We can go into the fact that we've been angry for generations, for decades. We've been angry. We've been angry as slaves, and even when they gave us a little bit of money, we still are angry. And when they don't want to give us all the rest of the money, we're still angry. So we have to deal with that. We have to deal with the images of our communities and how our communities are portrayed, and the not enough resources that are given to our community. And when we are given those resources definitely don't look like the resources that other communities get. So generally speaking, African Americans are individuals that have and deal with emotions on another level. And that's why with our company, we originated from individuals 5 to 6 years ago that were going through the legal system, whether they were man, woman, older or elderly man, or a younger man, came through our system or came through our program through an organization called with Charles Hines, if you remember back in the day, that pushed alternative sentencing. So you had individuals, we had a saying when they would send them over from the courthouse, we said, the cops arrest you, the judge sentence you, we're going to change you. And we wanted to push that because individuals were coming to our center and they were disgruntled, they were frustrated, they were, they weren't given a desk ticket for jumping a turnstile, they were given them community service. And these individuals not just needed reformation as far as skills and understanding the law, but more so just knowing how to deal with life. So that's how we originated from. So when we talk about, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. You were leading into where I was talking about, because I want to talk about your work, because here it is. We talked about having somebody in that emotional space and that psychological space that looks like me, that understands some of the issues and the plight. So when you talk about the criminal justice system, and sometimes that can be quite unfair towards communities of color, I'm dealing with the emotional baggage. I'm sentenced with that. I'm living with that. I'm dealing with that. And then I got to come out, and to avoid recidivism, I got to find me a job. I got to find this. And that can be the hard thing. And I do need a place in a space where I can really talk this through without taking myself back to where I came from. And so I wanted to get into your organization a little bit more, because you are really doing a good job of bridging the gap and really filling a need in our community. And I want to talk about the fact that you got this space that's now soon to open up.
Yes. We, almost every space that we enter on a regular basis has some level of judgmental at it. Even the church, believe it or not. And that's where we originated. So just to give you a quick synopsis, one of the 500 individuals that came through our program when we were doing the alternative sentencing that I can remember was this woman who was in her 60s, who was arrested and had to go to court and then sent to our facility. She was in her 60s, and she had to, because she couldn't do her, because she had to do community service, she had no place to leave her 80-year-old mother. So she literally came to alternative sentencing with her mom. And I think what broke her more is that space was a church, and that she was coming in not for worship, but because of a crime that she committed. Go figure, because that's what churches are for. But she was more embarrassed that she was coming to church because of this, as opposed to just coming to a Sunday service. And that's what we wanted to create. We wanted to create a space where individuals can come and feel relaxed, to feel comfortable, even and kudos to all the therapists out there that are practicing and seeing individuals, but sometimes their spaces could look very clinical. Sometimes their spaces may feel a little uncomfortable. And if you're going to get anyone to talk, you want to make sure that they're in a wellness space. And that's why we have ARA, emotional wellness, mental hygiene, our wellness space.
And so talk about where you're located and who's actually invited to really come and be a part of your services.
Man, everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome to be a part of our services. As you can see, we have in our title, we're innovative. So we're looking for different ways to cater to our community. On the day of the grand opening, of course, all doors are open. We want everybody to come out and celebrate with us. It's going to be a phenomenal and most welcoming moment. Of course, it is a wellness day, so we want people to be able to feel welcome. And we're here in 495 Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, which is a very diversified neighborhood. So we're expecting everyone. We're on right between Empire and Lefferts. And we also want to add that this is our Flatbush or our North Side office, but we also have an office on the south side of Brooklyn, which is 1763 Rockaway Parkway, Brooklyn. And then we have another office in the Bronx area at the 3251 3rd Avenue and 163rd. So if anyone is definitely looking for services, we're definitely here to help you. And hopefully, God willing, we'll be opening up another office, wellness space in the Long Island area by summer of 2023.
Talk to me about this, because here we are in Emotional Wellness Month, and a lot of people need to really deal with this issue. So when we talk about emotional wellness during this month, what is the message that you want to be able to send to people?
We want people to, one, be cognizant of their emotions. It's okay to feel sad in a certain way. One of the reasons people ask me why is the company's name Emotional Wellness and Mental Hygiene is because clinically we want people to understand before you can get into the deep mental health issues, they first pan out as emotional issues. People when we look at depression is an extreme form of sadness, but first it starts out with just the basic sadness. So we want people to, one, be cognizant of their emotions before we can either clinically define or diagnose someone with depression. We're looking at anywhere from a week and a half to 2 weeks. So within that time frame, if we can tackle the sadness aspect, they won't dive into a deep depression. And so that's what we want people to know. We want people to know that, one, we're here for you. We're here to guide you through the journey, the challenges through your journey, and look forward to seeing the better you. I take my job very personal. So someone's journey, seeing someone overcome through their journey makes me feel that my work is definitely significant.
Let me take a quick break and come back and talk more with Sony Pierre, ARA. We're talking about Emotional Wellness Month, and his organization is doing a great job of really bridging the gap for so many people in this issue. Take a quick break here on Perspectives. Darren Hyman here with you. We'll be back in a moment. And we are back here on Perspectives. Darren Jaime here with you. Our guest, Sony Pierre, who is the CEO of ARA Emotional Wellness and Mental Hygiene. And want to let you know that this is Emotional Wellness Month. And as we gear up to make sure that everybody is emotionally fit. And Sony, I want to take the opportunity to talk about being emotionally fit because so many people deal with the challenge and so many people deal with this issue, but don't necessarily know how to navigate the space well. So give us some tips, if you will, as that counselor, as that one who's really providing the guidance for somebody. What are some ways that we can navigate our emotions, not discarding them, but also being able to deal with them?
Absolutely. So at the end of the day, you want to definitely be mindful of how you start your day. Maybe it might be meditation. Maybe it might be prayer for some. Maybe it might be stretching or exercising. Those are definitely some of the ways that you start your day. The other aspect too is you want to definitely take control of your day. So if you definitely have, you want to definitely structure your time, structure your schedule and everything that it is that you do on a regular basis. Not to say that those things are going to evade any issues throughout the day, but you'll be able to tackle them better. Also, breathing exercises is something that definitely helps individuals. The other aspect too is that you want to give yourself a mental break, disconnect, unplug from everything that you do. And as much as uh, the that is something that is easy to be said, but people here in New York City, it's definitely hard to do. You definitely want to put yourself in a position where you give yourself some a mental vacation. Maybe it might be 2 days, maybe it might be one day. It doesn't necessarily mean that you got to fly someplace, but take some walks. And then definitely you want to be able to speak to someone, have someone that you speak to, that you will be able to express yourself, and that will definitely help you with your emotions.
Give me a little bit about social media. I think all of us partake in that, and sometimes when we see posts, I should say, Instagram, all social media, if you will, we see posts and we can become instantly agitated, or just the simple fact of a lot of people bleed out on social media. I mean, I think that I can get a good sense of how you are doing sometimes by the things that you actually post on social media.
Oh, absolutely. We've allowed social media to be some form of therapy for us, but some in other cases it actually triggers your emotions too. There's certain things that you see, but the fact that I mentioned those two items, the fact that it shows that we definitely have some control over our social media. You get to choose who you want on your page. You get to choose who you want to listen to. You get to choose some of the videos that are posted, which will definitely cater to your mental health as well as your emotions. So when it comes down to social media, let's not let it control us, but let us control it.
Yeah. Social media is one of the bigger detractors, I think, for a lot of people. But what are some of the other things that really are triggers that we see in the emotional space?
Well, one of the things that makes us innovative is one which falls under our nonprofit is our wellness foundation, is that of course mental health or any form of medical or health aspect is usually known as a referral based business. I wanted to change those aspects. That's why we have a mental health mobile that goes to certain areas, street corners, parties, crisis areas that are able to provide basic mental health issues. People are going past buyers or people going to work can definitely pick up some information, or even get a hug from one of our counselors. The other aspect too is that we have our ARA wellness camp where we take young kids away for the weekend, because we realize that sometimes, or a lot of times, the inner city youth only go as far as, and statistic will tell you, no more than 20 blocks from where they live. And usually those blocks, they are constantly um, bombarded by candles and shrines of and murals of individuals that may have gotten shot, that can definitely work on a young person's mental health. And so, in some cases, they think that because they see it in their neighborhood, the world is like it as well. So we want to be able to take these individuals away for their weekend and help them with mental health issues or emotional issues that they deal with. Maybe some kids are bullied, maybe some individuals are going through some depression or even sexual identity. We take them away for the weekend and bring them back on Monday. And while they're away, we have a social worker or a clinician here prepare a workspace or a healthy environment at home with mom and dad.
Mhm. So, for your organization, obviously an opportunity to open your doors. I know you're excited about that to the community. Talk to me about what you're really hoping that your space will be able to accomplish, given the fact that you worked so hard and you've spent a lot of years doing it in another direction, but now to be the master of your own ship. Talk to us about what that feels like and what you're hoping is going to come out of this.
It feels good. It feels good. One, the minute that something that I do feels small to me, or that I understand exactly how it's going to go, then that's when I should be concerned. But the fact that I know this is bigger than me, I know that we're going to do great, and it's not with numbers. Even if we service two people, that's two people that we've diverted from suicide, that we've diverted from probably doing harm to someone. This one person or two people that we've diverted from some type of mental health challenge that they may be going through. So I'm hopeful. I'm definitely hopeful. I'm definitely excited. Um, and though we're looking to cut ribbons on the 10th of the 8th of October, I'm already planning for the next phase.
And what's that next phase?
The next phase, we want to kind of just mimic this space here. We're looking forward to the another office that we're going to open in Nassau County. So I'm already on another level right now. So I'm looking forward to what we're doing here.
Talk to me about that innovation, because part of what you're doing is creating an innovative space. And sometimes when you're talking about being a clinician, they take the basic route. Sit here, let's talk, let's do that. And I think sometimes that in itself for our community is definitely going to bring about some barriers, because sometimes we're not used to talking and talking about our issues. But you've got some innovative concepts. So share a little bit about the innovation and the innovative work that you're trying to accomplish.
Well, definitely within this space, we're going to have probably every month we're going to be doing something in a celebration of or just being cognizant of what people are doing. So one of the things that we're going to be doing here in the actual space, we're going to be having art therapy. We're going to be having different types of sessions where people venting rooms and just a variation of things. But then speaking on the outskirts of doing more community presence, hopefully next year we get to do it. We didn't get a chance to do it this year, but next year we want to team up with organizations such as um, I forget his name. DMX was a part of
Rough Riders.
where Rough Riders. We want to team up with Rough Riders and just do a men's motorcycle and mental health day, where we ride around, we come together, we eat baked chicken, grilled chicken, and we just talk and just be able to express ourselves. So that's one of the innovative concepts that we want to do. Don't want to name them all because I know your broadcast is vast and we don't want people picking them up. But be sure to see flyers almost every month. We want to do something with cycling, which we entitle "Breaking the Cycle of Suicide." That's
Mm.
coming up in the month of November. We want to do it with the NYPD because we've known that our officers, our fathers, our husbands, have been taking their lives a lot. So we want to bring awareness to that and see how we can support these families. So there's just a variation of things that we're going to be doing that we see that many others don't do.
As we draw to a close, I just want to get an opportunity before we close again to tell people where they can access the services at ARA, and congratulations again.
Thank you so much. So you could definitely meet us at araemotionalwellness.com. You can email us at araemotionalwellness@gmail.com. You can see us on our Instagram and our Facebook, and reach out to us. Our Instagram is at ARA hashtag, not hashtag, but _emotional_wellness.
All right. Well, Sony, I want to thank you so much for being with us, man. I think it's a great opportunity for our community to really tap into some much needed resources. Unfortunately, we do not see many people who look like us and reflect us in that space, having their own space. But it's going to be indeed an opportunity, I think, that so many in our community should take advantage of, and hopefully we'll have a way to really better impact their lives. So thank you for the work that you do. But most of all, thank you for being with us here on Perspectives, my brother.
Again, thank you for having me, Darren, and thank you, Perspective community. I appreciate it.
All right. Sony Pierre, our guest here on Perspectives. And listen, take advantage of the services that are out there, because honestly, so many of us deal in this emotional space and we don't always have a good way to navigate it. But there are people who look like us, sound like us, talk like us, who understand our life, understand our history, and can point us towards our destiny. So listen, I'm Darren Hyme saying thank you for watching here on Perspectives. Be sure to share your perspective with somebody else. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Again, my professional page, Darren C. Hyme, Instagram, Twitter, DC Hyme 23. There you can tap in, link up, and hopefully you'll be able to get a better perspective on life. Until the next time we meet, take care, share your perspective. It just might make a difference. All right.
Make a difference in someone's life. Express what's in your heart and your mind. Share